Are you feeling completely lost and alone as you're looking to make a move to Sandpoint, Idaho? Kind of like being the new kid in class? Well, in this video, I'm going to take you around on Google Maps and I'm going to show you the 10 neighborhoods that you need to know about. Let's get going. Before we start diving into these different communities, I want to take a second here and just kind of go over the location with you guys with some highways and towns, just in case you're not familiar. So you have Highway 95 here. This is Canada, United States, Idaho. And 95, and yes, I know it says on the map, Highway 2. It has two names, but we call it Highway 95. And Highway 95 is going to go down to Bonners Ferry, which is right here. And then it's going to go south into Sandpoint. You're going to cross the Long Bridge into Sagal, past Coquihalla Lake, into Athol, into Hayden, and then down into Coeur d'Alene. And then Highway 95 will continue to go south into Boise. Highway 2 is going to go west past Dover, past Laclede, into Priest River, and into Newport, Washington. Then you have Highway 200 from Sandpoint over to Hope, into Clark Fork, and into Montana. And that's it. We have three highways, again, 95, north to south, Highway 2, going out to the west, and Highway 200 going out to the east. Now let's go ahead and dive into our first neighborhood, which is Mountain Meadows. I have it highlighted right here for you, and you can see, there we go. It's really close to downtown Sandpoint, which is right over here where my mouse is going crazy. You're close to Parks, which is right here. You have the high school and junior high right over here. You have the YMCA right here, which is super convenient. And let's go back to the park. They are building a new indoor sports complex right here that's going to be indoor pickleball and some other fun activities that we can enjoy year round. Also right close to Mountain Meadows, you do have the public library. And you guys have heard me talk about this a lot, about Mountain Meadows. So right here you have Pine Street, you have South Lincoln, and then you have Ontario Street. They shut down right here on Ontario, right up here at Pine, and this is the neighborhood to go to for Halloween. It is fantastic. There's not a better spot in town. That's about it. This is really attractive for families because you have all these amenities nearby. You're gonna have a bigger lot, you're close to town, no house is the same, so nothing's cookie cutter. Again, close to schools, parks, and one thing I almost forgot, Pine Street Woods, right here. So you just take Pine Street right here, out to Pine Street Woods, and there's trails that you can utilize in the wintertime, in the summertime. It is fantastic, a great amenity to have. Let's move on to our next community, which is Ponderosa Point. And I have to say, full disclosure, this is my favorite waterfront and secondary waterfront community. You're really close to Sandpoint. You're really close to Schweitzer and some other activities, shopping. But what you also have is access right here to it's community water. So if you have a boat and you want to get your boat out onto the water, but you're not fortunate enough to be actually on the water with your own private dock, bring your boat right here and launch it right into the lake. It is super cool. Again, from this neighborhood to the base of Schweitzer, which is right here, you're about 25 minutes away. Super convenient. If you like to golf, go down Highway 200 and you have the Idaho Club right here. Hope, if you want to go to more marinas, about 25 minutes, and it's right down here. Now there are CC&Rs, but there's no HOA. But most people in this community, they have pride of ownership in the houses, the yards, they look fantastic. My name is Ben Geanetta. I'm a real estate professional right here in North Idaho. And if you're considering to make a move to the area and you want to learn everything that there is about eating, sleeping, working, playing, the good, the bad of Sandpoint, then make sure that you subscribe down below, you smash that bell icon, and also you can find a calendar link in the description below to schedule a one-on-one meeting with me to discuss this video or anything else related to North Idaho. Now let's go ahead and continue talking about the communities in Sandpoint that you need to know about. Let's go to our third community, and we're talking about South Sandpoint, and super clever name because it's in South Sandpoint. Basically, south of Highway 2 is South Sandpoint. Now, yes, this is South Sandpoint, but we're going to talk about it in this community a little bit later, so I'm not going to include it. You have Division right here, and that's where I'm stopping it for this purpose, for the purpose of this video. Now, this is really sought after because you can walk, you can bike to town super easy. You have great parks. You can launch your boat in a couple different locations, one being right here, the Lakeview Park boat ramp right here. You also have the 3rd Avenue Pier that you can launch. You have War Memorial Field, where they host the Sandpoint Festival, the high school football games, another great historic park right here. And you have one of the best, actually the best elementary school in all of Sandpoint with Washington Elementary located right here. And let me show you a little pro tip. So my family and I, we get pizza from 2nd Avenue Pizza, which is located right here. And then we take the pizza down to 3rd Avenue Pier. And they have a little bench right here you can see in Google. And we just eat and we enjoy having this nice lake view. In the summertime, this is sandy. We can bring a chair and we can just hang out. Kids can jump off into the lake. So that's a lot of fun. All right, let's go to our next community, which is West Sandpoint. And you guessed it, clever name again. It's west of Sandpoint. This is super sought after because if you want to be out of town, but it feels like you're still in town and you want a little bit of acreage, then this is going to be the area for you. A lot of these roads, they're county maintained, they're paved, super convenient to all the in-town amenities, but you're out in the country. You're going to get a lot of wildlife. You also have Pine Street Woods right here. So again, if you like that outdoor lifestyle and you want to stay active year-round, this is right in your backyard. Now there's a couple premier neighborhoods I want to point out. You have Syringa Heights and Ravenwood, which is located right here. Again, you can see how close this is. You can just take Ontario Street, whoop, right into this neighborhood. Again, it's paved, county maintained, super easy. Now, if we come up here to Pine Street and we head west and we come up here, this is Forest Knolls, another great neighborhood, acreage, nice homes, and again, it's all paved, county maintained. All right, now let's head down to Dover. This is another waterfront, secondary waterfront community. They have a seasonal marina that houses 274 covered slips. It's deep water and it really offers a premier amenity for boating. They have a restaurant, they have gas, the restaurant, the dish, you can see it right here. Fantastic lunch and dinner menu. They even have, a heated pool year round, and they get igloos in the wintertime so you can be in a nice comfy warm environment, eating, drinking, enjoying the view. There's a ton of trails in Dover that you can access to that's only for Dover residents, but there's also a trail that can, whoa, what did I do? There we go, put you back. There is a trail that connects Dover and Sandpoint, runs right along the highway, so that's super convenient. Now, Dover is a planned community, so everything's going to be perfect. There's CC&Rs that are, that thick, and it's just well put together. So if you're looking for a turnkey operation where everything is manicured and scripted, then Dover could be what you're looking for. Let's head out to our next community. And remember I said we weren't including this into South Sandpoint because Westwood is a great community all on its own. It is great, a walking community. You can walk this neighborhood and it's fantastic, beautiful homes. It's on the edge of town. You have access to the Dover Sandpoint Trail as well, right here. None of these houses are going to be cookie cutter. You're going to have a good mixture of families and retired folks. There are CC&Rs and HOA, but with that, you do get this pool, you get some tennis courts, and you can get on the list and get a slip. So if you have a boat, you can just bring it all the way down here, launch, and have a grand old time on the lake. Once again, you are close to the YMCA, which is right over here. You have Pine Street Woods, right over here. So that is Westwood, a fantastic neighborhood, one of my favorite ones. Now let's go to a newer community, the Ponderosa Park. This is on the north side of town, newer development, really kid-friendly. A lot of kids and families live here. What's great about this neighborhood, you're on the outskirts, so if you need to get into town to do a little bit of shopping, I think it's a little easier to navigate around the hustle and bustle of a small town of Sandpoint and get to some of those locations. You can get to the major shopping, the box stores quicker. You can get to Schweitzer Mountain really easily, which is again right up all those roads. And that is Ponderosa Park for you. Let's go to Sandcreek, which is just to the north. This is a great small community. I love this community. You have the fairgrounds right here. You have all the major shopping right over here. You have Sweet Lou's. If you need to get into downtown Sandpoint, really easy to get to. You just jump on Boyer, head south, and you're right into downtown Sandpoint. Now these houses, they're a little cookie cutter for a small town. They're cookie cutter, what you guys are probably used to coming from a big city if you are. They're not so cookie cutter, but great houses, good sizes, good sized yards, fantastic neighborhood. If you have a family, I would strongly look into this community. Not too many houses come up for sale. Look how small this community is. I put it at 30 houses tops. Let's go to our next neighborhood, and we're gonna go to University Parkway. And this is such a new community. Look at Google has this as a dirt field, not a single house, but I assure you, there are houses here. I have a client, they bought a house right here. I have no clue if this is gonna be a family neighborhood or not. I think it's gonna be a mixture, maybe leaning more towards family. And I think this will be a great place for a family, because right here, whoa, going a little crazy. You have access to Popsicle Bridge Trail, which is a local favorite. You can jump off into the creek. Do it in the summertime. Don't do it in the winter because the water does go down, and we don't need to go to Bonner General. So if you go past Popsicle Bridge, you're going to tie into another trail system here that does take you all the way to City Beach. So just imagine you're home, you want to go on a bike ride. You don't even have to hit a major road. This is all bike trail designated for walking and biking, and you can have an amazing bike trail all the way down to City Beach without ever going into town. That is super cool. Plus you're close to Schweitzer. A couple of these houses will have a view of Schweitzer. These houses on Aspen Way, some of them have a view of the water here, so that's super cool. Let's go to our last neighborhood, and we are talking about Selle Valley. Now, this is massive, it's huge, and if you are looking for acreage and you want to be out of town but still close, you want to have usable ground, you want to have animals, a garden, things of that nature, then Selle Valley is certainly for you. You need to look into it, but it comes with a price tag because you are close to town. I'm talking, you know, in some of these locations you're 5 to 10 minutes away, at most 20, but you might have a view of Schweitzer. Very likely you're going to have a view of Schweitzer. You're going to have flat, usable ground. The soil is great for animals and gardening and all of that. You have a couple creeks and rivers that are running through here, so it's likely that you can even have water, like running water, on your property living out this far. A couple cool things to point out. You have a great restaurant, the Pack River. Alex is a fantastic chef, one of the top restaurants in Sandpoint, and look, it's 20 minutes outside of Sandpoint, in the middle of nowhere, in a sense, not really in the middle of nowhere. You have right here, let me zoom in one more, Northside Elementary, which is the second best elementary school in all of Sandpoint, and it's right here in this farming community. Plus, oh, let me actually go back in. Plus, this is a favorite swimming spot right here. It's the Pack River Bridge, and a lot of people, they jump off the bridge into the river, and it's a popular swimming spot as well. A lot of people will also float the Pack River. They'll come up here, they'll enter the river, and it just snakes. It goes past the bridge that people jump into, and down to the Park River store. So they float and then they have a great meal at the very end. So that's super popular. Now, if you like this video and you want to see more in depth on these communities, or maybe a community just about waterfront or condos, then make sure that you leave me a comment below and I'll be sure to do a video on it.